Like Lang, Mead suspected that Western anxieties and problems were caused by the values of our society. To explore this, Mead decided to study the turbulent period of adolescence. She travelled to the most remote place she could find, Samoa.
What Mead was interested in is it always true that adolescence is a period of turmoil in people's lives? Does every society have young people who behave badly or who are not controllable, or should we always be worrying about adolescence? And so she went and she talked to lots and lots of young people, particularly young girls, and got them to talk about what they were feeling, what they were experiencing, what they were hoping for, how they saw Samoan culture, Samoan society.
After observing these young girls, Mead concluded that Samoan adolescents did not seem to suffer the same angst as American youngsters, as she later explained on the BBC's Horizon programme.
They were not asked to work very hard yet or make any choices. They were allowed to pick their lovers fairly freely. The Samoan children had peeked through the blinds of houses and seen birth, and they'd watched lovers, and they knew what was going on in the world. So that most of the things that are hard on adolescents in modern society, all sorts of conflicts about sex and marriage, ignorance about life, these things that made it hard for adolescents here weren't there.
If the confusion and turmoil of adolescence were not evident in other cultures, then Mead concluded they were not necessary in Western culture either. Her description of a Samoan paradise of free love fueled the 1960s sexual revolution in the West. By the time she died, she was an American icon, and it seemed she had answered a key question about how to build a peaceful society. But shortly after her death, her theories took a terrible blow. A younger anthropologist called Derek Freeman, who had also visited Samoa, published a book which challenged her views.
He got much closer to the people in one sense, in that he learned to speak Samoan much more profoundly, much more skillfully than Margaret Mead had done. And he was told by one informant, by Margaret Mead's informant, a woman, an elderly woman at that stage, that they had just told these stories to this curious American lady who had arrived, because she clearly enjoyed dirty stories, and it was just for fun.
Mead had been roundly debunked, though some still think her theories have merit.
What we feel about the Mead-Freeman controversy now is that perhaps Mead had made some errors in her data. Perhaps she had indeed even been lied to by some of her informants. But that essentially her argument is correct, that the way in which cultures deal with adolescence varies, and consequently the experience of adolescence itself varies.